Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Johnny Hill, and in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite accessories that you can buy for the new MacBook Pros. And in fact, this can be applied to any of the MacBook Pros that have been released over the last couple of years. Now, I'm sure you're all aware, you may have seen some of my previous videos, but I absolutely love Apple's new MacBook Pros, and I myself have the 14-inch with the M1 Pro processor. I think they've really knocked it out of the park with the design and the user experience, and the added ports that we have just makes it an all-around incredible machine to use on a daily basis. So before I get in, some of these accessories I leave in my office and they just kind of stay here and enhance my user experience when I'm working on this widescreen. And then a couple of accessories come with me when I'm traveling. So to get things started, I want to talk about my absolute favorite accessory in this pile in front of me. And that right here is the Folio by Grams 28. Full disclosure, they sent me this Folio, they saw my videos on YouTube and the review that I'd done on the MacBook Pro, and they thought it would pair nicely with my computer, particularly when I'm traveling. It can keep it nice and secure and safe. And let me tell you, the leather on this is superb. So they're handmade in Hong Kong and they only make a limited amount every month. So they'll do a drop every month and then you can order one, but they only have like 100 available or something like that. And from what I've observed, they sell out really quickly. So it is on the pricey end, but it's handmade, like I said, and the quality is fantastic. So the material is full grain Italian leather. It's not genuine leather, it's actual full grain, and you can definitely tell from the quality. It's going to absorb the oils in your skin and just create that kind of rich overall look as years go by and just last a very long time. And the thing that I love the most is that you can customize it with initials or your name. So I have J-Rome's on the front, so it's kind of unique to me, which is really nice. And then it's going to be really hard to show you how it's laid out, but you can check on the website. The link is down below. It just has one sleeve for the laptop, and then if you pull that sleeve up, you have like the main kind of center pocket with like a pocket for your phone or your wallet, and then some pens. They don't just make folios, they make backpacks, they make tech pouches, they make phone cases and wallets. Definitely check them out if you want some high quality leather products that's going to last you a long while. And to make it even better, Grams have given me a discount code to share with all of you. So if you use JohnnyRomes15 at checkout, you'll get 15% off your purchase. Moving on to the next accessory, this is one that definitely stays in my office, and that's my keyboard. So I have the Apple Magic Keyboard, but it's not just the normal one, it's the one with the Touch ID. The reason why I went with this is because I love that Touch ID technology. Obviously, Apple put it in there for a reason, to enhance our own user experience, to make things go a little bit quicker when we're signing in. So I wanted to fully get that. You know, I've paid for that to an extent. We have a little guest. Hi, Lucy. So I don't think Lucy has been present on any videos before, but this is Lucy. She's my 5-year-old Rhodesian Ridgeback. You all know Ridgebacks aren't black, but she is part lab. We believe her dad was a lab. So her mum was a Ridgeback, and we knew the mum, and she was a pure Ridgeback, but Lucy inherited the black fur, we guess, from her father. But you probably can't see very well. Let me see if I can, without her licking my face. So yeah, you can see the ridge here. It goes all the way down her spine. So she has that Ridgeback physique. She's got kind of a lab face, but it's a little bit blockier than a Labrador. But she has that kind of Ridgeback lean physique. She's about 100 pounds. You're a big dog, but I need to get back to this video. Okay, you wanna hop down? There we go. Okay, so she doesn't actually usually hang out in the office because I have hardwood floors, and she much prefers the living room because she can also look out our front door and be super nosy on the neighbors. So getting back to the keyboard, when I'm working here, this is what I use it for, because most of the time my laptop will stay closed in clamshell mode, and I want to obviously have a keyboard. But the biggest reasons to why I got this one is because I want the Touch ID. Obviously, they're included with the MacBook, and it's something that Apple thinks is useful, so I want to use it because I've partly paid for it. Obviously, I've paid for it again with the keyboard, but it's a technology that I really like, so that's why I went with the Apple Magic Keyboard with the Touch ID. Now, there are loads of other options of keyboards that you can get for the MacBooks. You can go mechanical keyboard, you can get the non-Touch ID Magic Keyboard. Logitech has a few excellent offerings as well, and I know a lot of other creators will use Logitech because they are tailored to creators, and they make keyboards with a really nice aesthetic that kind of match that Apple aesthetic. And speaking of Logitech, moving on to the next item is the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. So this is a mouse that I've used for the last couple of years. It has a lot of functionality when you're using creative software such as Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere, and you can also customize the buttons as well. And you can create different keybinds on those buttons, and those customizable buttons can change depending on what program you're using, which is really nice. Now I actually have two here. I'm just going to talk about these really quickly, talk about my experience. This one right here is the one for the Mac, and then this one is just the general MX Master 3. I'm pretty sure you can get them in different colors for Mac or PC. I just happen to get two different colors. Now originally I tried this one and I actually had some problems because I didn't know there was two. It had some problems, connectivity issues with the MacBook. It wasn't working fully on the Bluetooth, super laggy, and it would kind of cut out half the time. So I bought the Mac one, I did some Googling, and people said it's because the Bluetooth doesn't work very well. I don't know. I just wanted to share my experience. If you bought one of these and you felt it hasn't met your expectations, maybe see if you got the PC version rather than the Mac version. Like I said, they're both Bluetooth and they should be working seamlessly regardless of what device you're using, but that's just the experience that I had. Maybe I got a dud with the PC one, but the Mac one is the one that I use now because it just works flawlessly with the Bluetooth and I don't have the issues that I had with the PC one. Okay, next accessory is this Kingston workflow station. I've shown this when I did my office tour video. Now this is just a really simple station. It's about $140 if you want to buy it as a pack with these extension pieces. But essentially it plugs into the mains to get power, it has a USB cable and it plugs into your computer, and then it has these 4 docking bays that you fill with these dongles. I don't really know what they're called, but they're just very light pieces of plastic and they essentially have different user interfaces. So this one here has 2 micro SD card slots, which is perfect for my drones. And then this one has 2 SD card slots for obviously my photos and videos. And then this one has a USB-C slot and a USB-A. So I just keep this on my desk and it stays plugged into the back of my monitor, which then feeds into my computer. And then it just allows me to have extra user interface ports. So if I want to import all of my media at once, obviously the new MacBooks have an SD card slot, which is fantastic and I can't live without it. But if I want to import everything at once, photo, video, and drone work, then I just plug all of my memory cards in at the same time and then just transfer them to my backup drives without having to do one at a time. It just saves a little bit of time, but it adds up in the long run. And the nice thing about these as well is you can take the kind of dongle thing out of the workflow station and it has that USB-C port at the back. So you can take it with you if you're traveling and use it as an extra device when you plug it into your MacBook. If you want to import everything on the go at once as well, you don't have to bring the whole station with you. So it offers a lot of other functionality as well. Next up is an external hard drive. So I have 1 terabyte of storage on my MacBook. I probably should have got more, and it's definitely one of the things that I wish I had done differently. That being said, we're always going to fill up hard drive space anyway. You know, a perfect world would be an affordable MacBook with like 8 terabyte hard drive capacity, but you pay out the nose for even like 2 terabytes. So these SanDisk hard drives are reasonably affordable, but not only that, they are perfect for traveling. They're really small, as you can see, very lightweight, and they're really durable. They're pretty much dust-proof and waterproof to an extent, and they're shock-proof, so if you were to drop it, everything's going to stay protected, and there's really no worries of damaging the integrity of the drive. So this one is 1 terabyte, and it's what I've used from last year. I have a 2 terabyte one plugged into the back of my monitor, and it's what I store my videos on. As they take up the most amount of space compared to photos, I keep my videos on these hard drives, and for the most part, they don't travel with me. But if I was gone for a longer period of time, then I would bring it. But obviously, like I said, they're really small, and I don't notice it taking up any space. Next up is one that I really can't live without, and that's Airpod Pros. Noise cancelling is amazing. We all know how good AirPods are. Obviously, you know, if you're an Apple fan, you probably have a pair of AirPods, but these are a must-have accessory for myself, particularly for video editing. I do have a pair of Sennheiser headphones that I use for the most part, but if I just wanted to do a quick like reel edit or something that I'm not spending too much time in, or if I'm traveling, these are perfect because they just connect seamlessly with the laptop. Obviously with Bluetooth being Apple, they're kind of always paired somehow. So it's just really nice, and obviously I can have active noise cancelling if I want, or I can turn it off if I need to. They're just really nice if you're in that kind of whole Apple workflow. And then last but not least, I did a video about these recently, and it's the Logitech pouch. This is the small Logitech pouch. This is something that stays in my office for the most part just to keep things a little tidier, and it's what I keep my cables in. So I have my MacBook charging cable, and then I have my charging cable for my keyboard. And then I usually have my iPhone charging cable in here as well, and then the brick for my MacBook. I don't use the brick at home because it gets power from my monitor. Now, although I mentioned this does stay at home for the most part, sometimes I'll bring this on a trip with me because it holds all of the charging cables for all of my Apple devices, and it's just super small. So having some form of tech pouch, particularly if you're traveling, in my opinion is a must-have for a MacBook because it just keeps everything nice and tidy, charging cables, charging bricks, and transfer cables as well. So that's pretty much some of my favorite accessories for the new MacBook Pros or any MacBook Pro that's come out over the last couple of years. Like I said, I definitely don't think that they are necessary, but they just make that whole user experience a lot more enjoyable. So if you have any questions about these devices, feel free to message me in the comments or on Instagram at johnnyromes or jromes.tech, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you have, please feel free to use one of the links down below to purchase any of these items, as they do help out this channel. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, I'll see you later.